Okay, we're going to look at the final assignment for Guitar Level 2. This is Scales and Arpeggios Volume 1. This is a really important assignment for several reasons. One is we're going to be getting all four of our fingers strong, and also we're going to do a lot more scale sheet. So you really want to get your technique down solid on this one, and also make sure it makes sense on how to read the scale diagrams, because that way for Level 3, 4, and beyond, when you get another sheet, it shouldn't need an explanation. We're just gonna generally increase the tempo and get things faster, okay? But the biggest thing with this is just at first we need to make sure we understand the sheet, okay? So if you have your sheet in front of you, that's Scales and Arpeggios Volume 1, what we're gonna do is the first note we're gonna play is C, okay? And on your left it should say E, A, D, G. We know the E and the A string, right? So the C is on the E string. So that note should be right here. I'm just going to do one finger so you can see. So every scale on the sheet, we should be starting on C. Okay? From there, you're going to go left to right, and then when it moves lines on your sheet, that just means it goes to the next string on the guitar. So I have C, D is 2 to the right, so that should be D. Now notice E, F, and G are on the next string. So I just go to my next string. Here's E. F is 1 higher, and then G is 2 higher. So again, my notes very slowly should be C, D, E, F, G, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna play up. Now up, it's alphabetical, right? C, D, E, F, G. You'll do the same kind of thing on piano. And then we're gonna go backwards. G, F, E, D, C, okay? So I did that with one finger just so you can see it better. But now I'm going to show you we really want to use all of our fingers. And the way you do that is when you look at your scale, you try and see, can I fit that scale within 4 frets? And the answer for all of them except one is yes. So if I start C with my second finger, that's my middle finger, and then I do one finger per fret. So I'll try and zoom in a little bit more, but this fret's on the 7th fret, 8th fret, 9th fret, 10th fret. Now I've assigned one finger per fret, okay? So anytime I play this fret, it's this finger, this fret, that finger, and so on, okay? So now my C major scale should look and sound like this. Okay, then I'm gonna do a short pause, and then I'm gonna go backwards. Again, that makes a lot more sense than going, right? Than that, I'm going to be able to go a lot faster later on. It's kind of like the last sheet we did, talking about trying to see the guitar vertically and horizontally. If you can go vertically, it's typically a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play each scale once at 60. I would like you to do it more than once, but just to save a little time. And this is a good sheet. If you're in class, let me see you do the first 1 or 2 just to make sure it's correct. Because once you get it, the rest of them usually get pretty easy. But again, we really want to focus on getting your technique super sound and solid on this one. Okay? So I'm just going to put my metronome at 60. I'm just going to play each scale one time, up and down. So C major. Pause. And I go G, F, E, D, C. Try and scoot a little bit more. Next one, C major arpeggio. I'm trying to move my fingers a little bit out of the way just so you can see it. But when you play, just trying to relax them as much as you can. Now, C augmented is the only one where you have to move your hand a little bit because it's 5 frets, not 4. So. Okay. Now, the next 3, you notice if I change positions, my first finger is now starting on the 8th fret instead of the 7th. Now I can still do one finger per fret, but I'm spanning these 4 frets instead of the previous 4. So here would be a minor scale. E flat, F, G, pause, G, F, E flat, E, C. Okay, next one is, excuse me, minor arpeggio. C, E flat, G, pause. last one should be diminished. Pause. So again, make sure you don't rush through this sheet. If you're in class, I'd really like to see the first couple to make sure you're using the right fingers, your technique's good. You're trying to connect the notes as much as possible, right? So you want to try and avoid if you hear this kind of thing, right? I don't want that right now. I want what's called legato, or the notes to be as long. So I do that by playing one note and then holding that note down right until I play the next note. So that way the notes can sustain as long as possible. Alrighty, so good luck. Make sure you play all the scales at 60. You should really be able to play each scale at least twice in a row to know that you have it down. And I'll see you next time.